What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today we are going to be taking a look at a deck that I really have wanted to look at for a while now from the new Cosmic Eclipse expansion, and that is Raichu here with the powerful Spark attack. Anytime these type of attacks have existed in the Pokemon TCG, they've generally found a way to be pretty good, at least somewhat. So Raichu, I think, is no exception here, and the deck has a really consistent setup engine that we're going to talk about here in just a moment. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into things, starting off with Raichu here with that powerful Spark attack, doing 20 damage times the amount of Lightning Energy attached to all of our Pokemon. So we have 14 energy in play. We're hitting for 280 damage, which will knock out tag teams. Now, getting to 14 energy in play is definitely a problem, and it doesn't happen super consistently, but it is something we can definitely do to get those one-shots. We do also have Electropower in the format to boost our damage output to hit certain numbers if we need to. We've also got Shrine of Punishments in this list as well. And the whole engine of this deck is really made possible because of Emolga here with Nuzzle Gathering. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may search your deck for a Pokemon that has the Nuzzle attack, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you'll notice here that Emolga has Nuzzle, Pikachu has Nuzzle, this nice new full art Pikachu, by the way. Love, 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 love this card. And then also the Raichu has Nuzzle as well, which is a pretty interesting extra little piece here, so that we can search for that as well. Also, the Pachirisu here has Nuzzle, and this is how we're going to be dumping energies into play with the Snuggly Generator attack. For each of your benched Pokemon that has the Nuzzle attack, search your deck for a Lightning Energy card and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. So we get a little bit of acceleration in that way. Now, we've got some interesting tech Pokemon here that we're going to talk about. First off, Tapu Koko Prism Star. This is a card I think that just makes a ton of sense in this deck, getting 2 extra energies in play. Anytime we get Koko and pop it, it's basically plus 40 damage for our powerful Spark. Now, we also are playing the one Ditto Prism Star so that we could, get another Raichu onto this guy potentially if we need to. But we've also got 2 stage 1s that can evolve from the Ditto Prism Star. We are playing one Luxio here with Disconnect, and this is really just in the deck for the doll stall decks that have been running around on the ladder, which can potentially just lock them out of the game if they're not playing like the Swasbuck version. If they don't have a way to take prizes, we can just disconnect and item lock them out of the game potentially. So that is why this guy's here. It's also potentially good against Pidgeotto, so we'll see if that's something we can potentially use as well. And we also have an Electrode-GX. Now, this is actually something that someone suggested I run in the list during my stream last night when I was playing this deck, and it has this ability that could be useful, but it's actually mostly here for this Crush and Burn GX attack as kind of a finisher to get a last one-hit knockout on a tag team or a GX or whatever we need to get through. 30 damage. This attack does discard any amount of energy from your Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each energy card you discarded in this way. So we can hit just about any number we could possibly want with Crush and Burn. We also have extra Energy Bomb. Depending on the matchup, this is theoretically something that we could use to get a bunch more energies in play. We do give up 2 prizes when we do that, but that could be a really great way to power up Powerful Spark. This really isn't here for that extra Energy Bomb ability. It's for this Crush and Burn GX attack, but that is just kind of an extra option that we could have, that we could utilize. So let's expand it here and take a look at the rest of the list. You'll notice I'm not running Zebstrika. I'm not running Professor Elm's Lecture. I have found the deck to set up extremely consistently with just the 4 Emolgas. If we can just find an Emolga on turn 1, which is pretty easy to do with 18 Pokemon plus the Communications plus the Volkners, it's pretty easy to find one of these 4 Emolgas. We can just go on our first turn and get, 3 Emolgas in play, and then use the last Emolga to get out like a Pachirisu or Pikachu, depending on what else we need. So I found it to be very consistent for that. We've got Shrine of Punishments to tick up a little extra damage on some of these tag teams that we could be going up against. Got Reset Stamp to reset our opponent's hand if we need to later on in the game. We've got the 4 Cynthia and 4 Volkner as the setup engine, as well as a 1-of copy of Rosa here. This is kind of just like an extra spot I had, so I threw this in. It just kind of is pretty good, letting us search for a Pokemon can get out this Tapu Koko, Ditto, Luxio, or Electrode, since those are the Pokemon that don't have Nuzzle. And so it's good for that. Also gets us an energy to attach, and then can find us an item like Electropower or Great Catcher if need be. So this was kind of just like, we had the spot, so we threw the Rosa in here. It's been pretty good so far. And 15 Lightning Energies. And this is the list I ran last night on my stream, and it worked out pretty well. We won a good amount of games. There are definitely some things that are tough matchups. Arceus Dialga Palkia tag team is very, very, very difficult for us to deal with. Just the fact that they get that extra prize card when they take one of our Pokemon out makes things tough for us. And we are going against a Fairy Dragon Psychic colorless deck. So what would the... I guess this could be Beheeyem. This probably is Beheeyem that we're going to be going up against in this first one. Not the best deck for us to play because they probably are playing the Pokédolls and stuff, and we're not knocking out the Pokédolls, we're just knocking out, you know, the actual Pokemon they're attacking with. And ideally for them, they're not attacking, or we're only attacking the Pokemon that they can send up. And ideally for them, that's not going to be till much later in the game after all 4 of their Pokédolls go down. So I think this could be tough for us. This is also a deck that I worked on last night, if this is indeed Beheeyem. So that is one I want to do a video on this week as well. And we have a pretty excellent start, honestly. Communication, Emolga, and a Pikachu. We don't have a supporter, but honestly, all other things considered, this is looking pretty solid. So let's see what our opponent is indeed playing. Like I said, I do think it is probably Beheeyem. We see a Munchlax as well. That doesn't make too much sense in Beheeyem because you always want to be, you know, attacking, not ending your turn with Snack Search. So, I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to put a Pokemon back. It is a Florges, so this does look like it is just going to be the Doll Stall deck. What is their Dragon type? Maybe they play a Gumi as well. So, yeah, I mean, this matchup is going to come down to, can we get that 1-1 line of Luxio in play? And this is why I put this in the deck, for these Doll Stall decks that are just rampant on the ladder right now, to be honest. There's a Fion, so that's something we want to consider. We never want to get something stuck active, potentially. They're just going to go ahead and put the Stealthy Hood down on it. And Tate and Liza shuffle draw 5, if I had to guess. Looks like that is going to be the case. They could have maybe retreated and tried to look for an Elms with the Jirachi. They do flip tails on the Snack Search. Okay, on to us. Top deck of Electropower, not super useful. Let's start with a Nuzzle Gathering. We want this guy. We've got the Luxio, and we do have the Ditto Prism Star. The problem is going to be drawing into it because, as you can see, we do not have another way to search or draw cards in our hand currently. So we could set up normally. We always choose what to send up with the Fion, right? So I guess that is probably just the best thing to do. Go Nuzzle Gathering for a Pachirisu. We'll put down the Pikachu, put down the Patchy, and we'll Communication for the Ditto Prism Star. Unfortunately, not going to get an energy on it this turn, but we do have another energy in hand, and hopefully, if they, we can always Nuzzle Gathering, and if we top deck Communication or Volkner or Pokégear, like there's so many good top decks for us. So we're just going to go with the Nuzzle Gathering, or sorry, Snuggly Generator. I always get these two names confused, Nuzzle Gathering and Snuggly Generator. Snuggly Generator is obviously the attack here on Pachirisu, and Nuzzle Gathering is the ability for the Emolga. Snuggly Generator, Nuzzle Gathering. These guys just want to cuddle up with you and watch a movie or something. So if they don't send up a doll here quickly, I'm actually kind of surprised that they tried to Snack Search as opposed to just retreating and using Stellar Wish, because they most likely could have gotten 2 uses of Stellar Wish, right? Alright, here comes the Whirlpool Suction. That is totally fine. Just send up the Emolga. So yeah, I'm still not sure what their dragon type is. I think it could be like Gumi or something. So I'm really confused. I guess this turn it makes sense because you don't want this to get knocked out, I guess. But this guy should have been up in the active already, and then you could have retreated to this after using Stellar Wish and then Stevens. Maybe they top decked the escape board, and that's why they went with that. Also, using the Fion there doesn't make too much sense. It's just another card in your deck that you don't really want right now. Oh, and we top deck Volkner. Perfect, 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 perfect. And here comes the item lock. Oh no, my game froze. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, we need this and this. And here we go. We'll see if they do indeed have an answer or not. Nuzzle Gathering. I almost clicked Nuzzle on accident. Let's just go get a Pikachu. We also are getting a knockout thanks to Electropower. And here we go, the one of tech paying off potentially in the very first game. Locking down items just randomly can be pretty good right now, honestly. So I guess we'll go ahead and get a Raichu out as well. And just get another Pikachu into our hand just in case they do play something that's like Swasbuck. We didn't see a grass type in the preview, but if they had more than 4 types, it could definitely still be there. We will go Electropower, try to get this prize. And no items for you, sir. No items for you. Let's see if they have any way to answer this, to combat this. It could definitely lock them out of the game. Potentially. Potentially. Could definitely potentially. Let's see what they got. What did they Stevens for? They've definitely got their hand set up however they could want. And they concede. Let's go. The one of tech paying off in the very first game of the video. You love to see it. Disconnect, taking down those annoying dull stall decks. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's hop in and grab another one. So Raichu 1-0 to start off the video. Definitely looking to expand on that lead. Hopefully go 3-0, 4-0 maybe. I'm not sure how many games we're going to do. It always depends on how long they go. My target time is generally between 40-ish, around 40 to 50 minutes. Sometimes I end up going for an hour. Sometimes it's closer to 30 than 40, but generally around there, so... Azera Lee, 1, 2, 3, 4, playing a Fire Metal colorless deck. This could be like the Melmetal Welder deck, maybe. Could be like an Ability Zard deck with no Dedenne, though. I don't know about that. We are going first, which is pretty good. So we can get that turn to Snuggly Generator. Let me get the name of the ability right. Okay, so it looks like it is a Blounds deck. Okay, so this is a fine matchup. I think we would have rather gone... I don't know. He probably is going to be able to win the prize trade, especially if he gets a knockout here on this first turn. Things could definitely get a little tough for us. We do only have one Pachirisu in the deck, but we really only need one per game, which is why we only play one. Let's get this guy, so we can have multiple Nuzzle Gatherings next turn. This is generally what the first turn looks like, something pretty similar to this. We'll go ahead and attach here, and we'll Cynthia to see if we can draw any other basic Pokemon before we use our last Nuzzle Gathering. We do not, that's okay. We'll just go get down a Pikachu, since that can evolve into this Raichu we drew next turn. And we're set up okay right now. Just click Done. Next turn, we have Volkner for the Lightning. We can go get a little guy with the Emolga. We can go get the Pachirisu, I should say, with the Emolga. And they're going to go get a couple of birds themselves. And it's going to kind of just be, do they get a knockout before us? Oh, yes, they could also Blazer for a KO. If they hit with the Blazer, that would be pretty terrible. I honestly maybe should have seen that coming and gotten a, what's it called out? Hopefully he misses here. Okay, we're good. We're good. Could have maybe gotten out a Pachirisu and just promoted it last turn, but thankfully we do still make it. We are okay. We are chilling. Definitely getting energy. And then, other than that, I think we'll just take a Pokécom. Yeah, we're just going to build a pretty big hand. We have the Stamp. I think Stamp is going to be pretty important for us to try to win the game later on. Let's go get this guy. We'll go get the Patchy. We could Stamp all the Fire Energies back into his deck that he just got, plus the Pidgeotto. But we only have the one Stamp, and so I think that our most likely path to victory this game is going to be late game using the Electrode, which has more HP, and stamping them to a low hand size and hoping they can't KO it. And maybe we can survive a turn there. I'm kind of thinking that's where we're going to have to go with this. So, all that considered, we will retreat. And Snuggly Generator, get some energies in play. And it's always better, you may have noticed I attached to Emolga on the first turn. I think it's always better to just keep extra energy stacked on the Emolgas as opposed to the Raichus, because you're going to be attacking with the Raichus, and you don't want them to just go down, and you don't want to lose 2 energy, basically, for no reason. So he's going to go ahead on the prize race. We're going to send up this Emolga. Oh, wait, no, he didn't Welder. At least not yet. Okay. Ooh, that's really good for us, actually. We might be okay now in this game. I thought that we were going to just be behind the entire time, but now we are actually going to be taking the lead here in the prize trade for the one prize matchup. Oh, and he just scoops. Let's go. I think we were actually going to be in a very good position there since they did with that turn 2 attack. We could have been in a really bad spot if they did get a turn 1 knockout on that Emolga, so I think I should have considered that and then retreated into the, what's it called? I should have considered that, and I should have retreated into the Pachirisu, sorry. Okay, so we are going up against ADP here, which, like I said, I think is a pretty tough matchup for us. And we might be stuck in limbo here, unfortunately. I hate it when these glitches happen and we get locked out of the game. But I think our strategy here, I talked about this in our stream last night actually, is going to be to try to just go second and get off a Snuggly Generator for as many Pokemon as we can. Possibly, you know, if we can get 4 to 5, that'll be great. But we just try to go off as much as we can. And so we get off the first energy acceleration attack before they can get a turn 1 GX attack potentially. So unfortunately, it looks like things are not loaded in. So I'm just going to go ahead and concede that one. And we do lose our win streak, unfortunately. I hate it whenever that stuff happens, but just for the sake of the video, we're going to try to keep going. So maybe we'll hit another ADP. Nope, looks like it's going to be a Metal Psychic deck. I'm kind of disappointed because I did want to try out the potential strategy there against ADP, but not going to work out today. So they're going to be choosing who goes first here. So generally, they're going to choose to go first. We are going to be going second. They're playing a Psychic Water deck. So starting Pikachu going second is pretty bad. If we're going second, we always want to try to start that Nuzzle gathering Emolga, of course. I guess just in general we want to start Emolga because it's just so good for the deck. And unfortunately we just don't have a great hand otherwise either. So we might just be going for... If we don't top deck a Pokemon, we're probably just going to be going to get a Pokégear and then going for a Nuzzle and hope that buys us a turn. Does look like it is a Malamar deck, so they aren't playing any Jirachis. And they're playing Fion, I suppose, as their water type. So that is interesting. And this is also just going to be a really bad matchup for us. The deck has a really hard time against Malamar, and it has a really hard time against ADP. We actually do top deck an Electrode, so we can now go get a Communication. And, yeah, I mean, you're just going to see why this is kind of a tough matchup, honestly. We're still going to just, I think, just set up normally is kind of going to be our best strategy. They didn't do much, though, so there is a chance that we could steal a quick game here. And we are going to just be going for Nuzzle, trying to paralyze them for a turn. They are not going to be able to knock out this Pikachu, we know, which is great. Let's go ahead and get down Pachirisu. And we will just Nuzzle, hopefully flip a heads. A heads there would have been great. Now they're going to get a free Psi Power out onto one of our Emolgas. So one of those guys will likely be going down. But once again, we can maybe try to steal a game. Ooh, they've just got double Tina in the opening hand. That is definitely a clunky hand right there. We'll probably see a Distortion Door. And I would bet they'd probably just go 1 and 1. Onto 2 different Emolgas. That seems like the best thing to do. Yep. And they'll probably Psi Power put like 2 and 1, something like that. So this can be knocked out by Spell Tag. This can be knocked out by another Psi Power. Actually, going to just put all of them on the 1. Okay. So let's go here, get this and this. And then we will Nuzzle Gathering, get a Pikachu. Nuzzle Gathering, get a Raichu. And then Nuzzle Gathering, get another Raichu in hand to evolve this Pikachu that we're going to get out next turn. Or that we're going to get down this turn so we can get out the Raichu next turn. So here we go, put this guy down. So if we had gone first, we would have gotten the turn 1 Snuggly Generator. But since we went second, not able to pull that off. We're still looking okay, though. Pretty solid hand, honestly. You could maybe play a Farfetch'd or a Pachirisu for this matchup to make things a little better, but overall, obviously, I mean the other Pachirisu, but overall, I think this matchup is just not great, and there's not much you can do about it, to be honest. So here comes the other Tina Ping onto the Emolga. There's a Viridian getting rid of another energy to get another energy out of the deck. And they're just totally bricking, totally dead drawing, it looks like. And they hit us with the Reset Stamp. Not too big of a deal, but obviously a little less than ideal. And they do top deck a Cynthia. Okay, so they've got something going now. And we'll see if we can maybe do something here. It's not looking great, though, guys. They are just going to Psi Power. No Spell Tag, thankfully. So I think now is going to be as good of a time as any to try to get down the Ditto Prism Star. Since it's not going to be immediately knocked out. So we'll Nuzzle Gathering for Raichu. Nuzzle Gathering for I guess an Emolga to have if this one gets knocked out somehow next turn by like second Mew, something like that. We're going to get our energy for turn and a Communication. We're going to get down Ditto, and we're going to potentially use the Ditto to surprise him with an Electrode-GX that is a lot harder for him to knock out. I think that might be the move. And we're obviously taking a prize here with Powerful Spark. Putting a GX in play might not be the way, though. Yeah, I do feel a little suspect about putting a GX in play. This is probably the safest turn to get Ditto down in general, though, so we'll just do that. And we will attach an energy to the active Pachirisu So we're going to retreat one. And we will do 100 damage here with the powerful spark. Taking the KO. And we get a Great Catcher. Not going to be super useful because they are probably not going to put down a GX until they put down Espeon Deoxys to eventually win the game. An earlier version of this list had custom catchers, which I think if we had custom catchers, the matchup does get a little more workable since we can get around the spell tags, but it's a lot easier for them to stream knockouts on Raichus than it is for us to stream knockouts on Giratinas. So that is an issue. And then, of course, they also have spell tag. They get the spread from Distortion Doors. So we're going to play it out. We're going to try to see if we can make something happen. Here comes a Shrine of Punishments. So that, if that comes in play, I definitely don't want to put Electrode out, I don't think. And then this will likely have to become a Raichu now, which is fine. Like I said, regardless, I think it was the turn to get this down. Even if we're not going to use Electrode. Alright, let's see. Do they have the spell tag? That's going to be a big piece for them here. We are just going to need to draw into an energy. Because we do have Electropower. We can go get a Raichu plus a Pikachu out of the deck to get two things out, and then go for Cynthia. We could also see if we have Volkner, which would just give us the energy we need. There we go, there's the Shadow Impact. Let's see where they put the 40. Gonna just punch the back Giratina. I think it's probably better to just put it on Malamar or Jirachi. Probably not Jirachi because I could play my own Mew, but probably should have just put it on the Malamar to be honest. So let's see if we can hit a Volkner here. We do not, unfortunately. So now we... Oh, I should have thinned first. Come on, Chip. You're better than this. You are better than this. Oh, we also prized our last Raichu GX, which could be an issue. So... Actually, maybe we do leave this Ditto spot open to potentially become the Electrode. I kind of messed up what I Nuzzle Gathering for then, if that was what we were going to do. Since we don't have our other Raichu, we might have to do this, though. Yeah, I think this is best. I kind of messed that up. I should have saved Nuzzle Gathering for after the Cynthia. And we didn't quite hit an energy. We did hit the ERS, which can get us 1 energy back, which we do need, unfortunately. I would have liked to have shuffled 3 back, but we have to get this knockout here if we want to stay in it. And you can just kind of see how this matchup can just kind of spiral out of control for us. Be very difficult for us to, you know, follow up with knockouts. It's much easier for them. And they haven't gotten down spell tag, but I mean, this is kind of just going like a general one prizer mirror goes, where like the first person to get a knockout just is generally going to be favored. So, yep, there's the spread from Distortion Door. So we don't have, because he punched this Giratina, we don't have to use an Electropower here, so that's one less piece we need to find, which is nice. There is the spell tag, though. So Ditto is definitely in danger, but it doesn't really matter because they can knock out Emolga anyways. They're going to go ahead and Erica's for a ton of cards. Always feels bad whenever you're playing a deck like this that like requires you to have a massive bench and your opponent is playing Erica's in their deck. It's like, what am I going to do? I can't play around Erica's because... One, you don't like really expect people to be playing it because it's kind of just a mediocre card. But when they are playing it, it's a big feels bad. Because it's like you have to have a massive bench. It's the only way this deck can ever work. So, yep, and they're going to get down the Blacephalon, which we are going to be going into the Fireworks Bomb turn. Nothing we can do about that. But now that they have punched this active Giratina, we could actually hit them for a knockout with the first attack on Electrode-GX. Maybe that could save us. We actually top deck it as well, so now we can go get Koko Prism Star. I don't know if it's going to be enough to save us. We could have maybe tried to go for a disconnect knockout, but I don't even think that does anything for us. I think we just lose, guys. We're going to try to go out in style, though. We're going to use the Electrode if we can. So we go here, and then here. There we go. We're just going with it. Our opponent is probably like, what is our opponent playing? We get a Rosa as well, so that could be useful here. Gets us an energy out of the deck. Gets us... oh, once again, I did not use... what's it called before? Nuzzle Gathering before playing my Pokégears, but, you know, whatever. Never punished. What to do. Maybe we can just try to pile up a couple Electropower, so maybe we get another knockout with this without having to use the GX attack if he just snipes my bench. And we'll get out, I guess, a Pokemon that doesn't have Nuzzle that we can't find. And we will Nuzzle Gathering. Get this thing in play with more HP. Then we'll Nuzzle Gathering for another Emolga, so we have the multiple Nuzzle Gatherings next turn if need be. Don't want to put it in play yet because we want to limit their potential damage. And we're just going to go with the... yeah, do they just win still, though? Yeah, with the ping plus this, I think they actually probably still just win. We'll try, see maybe they misclick or something, but I think... yeah, because they'll be able to Distortion Door, that's one prize. They put 4 here, Distortion Door here. That's actually interesting. So maybe they can't win now. They actually had game. So what they should have done is they should have left this. They should have put all 4 on the Emolga. Yeah, they should have put all 4 on Emolga, because this had 1 on it already, to put them both at 50. And then you snipe both, and then you use this for the game. But now they can't knock out... oh, they can still knock this out. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they knock out this and this. I was thinking they had to get through another 120 HP Pokemon, so... yeah, they just have it, unfortunately. We got to use the Electrode at least, so maybe that's a plus, right? And there's nothing we can do. We can't play around the Fireworks Bomb turn, which is why this matchup is just terrible. Do 2, 7, throw the rest on the active, why not? Yep, that's exactly what they do. Actually, overkilled Pachirisu, because why not? And we do take an L in that one to a pretty bad matchup, like I said. But we'll try to get another one. Hopefully we can close things out with a win here. This one should be the last game. And I kind of want to go against ADP. I know I said it was a really bad matchup, but I want to try out that going second strategy. It looks like we are going against ADP, so we're going to give it a shot. If we lose the flip, we do lose the flip, so we are going to be most likely going second. Yep, they do indeed choose to go first, as they should. And we get Emolga to start with, so we could for sure pull that off. Okay, we're going to try it. Get the Nuzzle Gathering for as much as we can. Or wow, Snuggly Generator. I keep doing it. We're going to get the Snuggly Generator for as much as we possibly can. And then try to go in with Electrode. So here's the strategy we're going to try. We're going to Snuggly Generator, get as many in play as we can. Then we're going to try to Raichu and hit an ADP hard as we can, if they use the GX attack. Then they're going to take 2 prizes on that. Then we're going to send up Electrode, which they can't one-hit KO. Hopefully we hit it hard enough to where we can go Electropower plus use the 50 damage attack to knock it out. And then after that, they'll be to 1 prize, and we can stamp them to 1 plus hit them with another Raichu. That is our game plan. That is my master plan. And it's not going to happen unless we can draw a bunch of basic Pokemon off of this Cynthia. At least a couple. Come on. Okay. Okay. So we got... Yeah, okay, this is fine. So we go get another Emolga. This is probably just about as ideal of a scenario as I could have asked for. We do have the Ditto. Oh, we prized the Electrode, so we don't even get to try the strategy. No. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We prized double Pikachu, too. 2 Pikachu plus Electrode. Pretty unfortunate prizes. But we still, regardless, get the turn 1 Snuggly Generator for a ton of energies. That is pretty awesome, if you ask me. Maybe we can stand a chance if they miss a... if they miss an attack this turn. But I do think that to be pretty unlikely. Because all they need is a Metal Energy. And they will get things going. Alright, there's a Pokégear. So that could find them in End's Resolve, potentially. Oh, nope, they just have the metal. All they really need. There's a Chaotic Swell. Alright, and the Altered Creation. Why this matchup is so tough. Okay, so let's start with Nuzzle Gathering. Get another Raichu. We're not going to use the other two because if we get a Cynthia here, we want to use that first. We actually hit a Rosa. We don't want to reveal... I guess we should just put it in our hand because we're going to use Volkner here. So we could have obviously thinned a couple cards out, but the reason we didn't is because we wanted to Cynthia and then use Nuzzle Gathering on the other side of the Cynthia. So... let's see. Is it better to Generator again? So, let's see. If we Generator again, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 220, 240 with another energy from Rosa. And then we need 2 Electropowers. So let's go ahead and get an Electropower here, and then we can Rosa for the other one. Okay, so we do Snuggly Generator here. This is okay. Once again, putting the energies on Emolga, and we might be able to reach for a one-hit KO here. Which could give us a little bit of life and a way to get into this game. Assuming, of course, he is going to take a knockout here. Yep. There's the energy. Let's see if he has a basic Pokemon to accelerate to. Does find a Cherish Ball. So this will probably get a Electrode-GX. Could just get another ADP. But yeah, I think he will get Keldeo. And this is probably the best strategy for ADP. Is to use one to... use one to GX with him and take your first prize. Then if it gets knocked out, you go into Keldeo. And then if Keldeo gets knocked out, you go into another ADP to try to close the game out that way. Yep, okay. So we should be able to get the knockout here, actually. 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40, 60, 80, 220. 240 with the energy from Rosa. And then double E-Power. That gets us there. And then hopefully we can find a way to knock out the Keldeo to close it out. We actually top deck the E-Power, so we could go with a Reset Stamp here, actually. Instead of the Power. I guess we could get the Shrine to try to get that in play next turn. Setting up for a Stamp to 2 is good. We probably actually should just get a Pokégear, though, so we can find a supporter next turn. We go get Ditto, we attach, we have double E-Power. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's Gathering, get this guy out. He's the last target in the deck, which is kind of sad. And then hopefully we top deck the Electrode or sorry, get Electrode out of our 3 prizes we're going to take. All right, we might be able to do it. We might be able to do it. I thought this was a terrible matchup, and we didn't even get to try the, like, strategy I was going to try to employ. All right, Electrode, come on, one time. Oh, we did not get the Electrode. But if we can knock out this Keldeo and he has no energies in play, then we might be all right still. And we should be able to do that, actually, with the Koko Prism Star. Oh, but he does hit the Reset Stamp, unfortunately. 2040, 60, 80, 100, 2040, 60, 80, 200. So we actually are still knocking out Keldeo even after this goes down. So we actually might just be able to win this game simply because we were able to get that knockout on the third turn? Yeah, on the third turn, on the 3 prize Pokemon. And yeah, I mean, that might be what we need. And we get Great Catcher, so if they try to hide behind something, that's not even going to be an option for them. So we're doing 200. Yeah, okay. We might be alright here, guys. There is a Dedenne to Dede change. Gets rid of a Drampa. Here comes a Tag Call. We'll probably see them get down. Looks like it's going to be a Lucario and Melmetal GX, and we'll just see them attached to that. I definitely think the Melmetal is okay, but I would have liked to see them get another ADP there, but their second one could be prized if they are only playing 2. And we are going to get a knockout here, and they're not going to be able to knock out our Raichu right away. So we actually could close this one out. We get a Cynthia as well. Let's see, 2040, 60, 80, 100, 2040, 60, 80, 200 damage. Exactly what we need. Let's go Nuzzle Gathering. We're not going to... Excuse me. We're not going to be going for Cynthia here since we have the Great Catcher in hand, which is our immediate way to win the game next turn. And we'll just get Pachirisu because we can get rid of that. And we do get a Volkner. Perfect. Get an energy in play. And probably just Reset Stamp them to 2. Seems like our best play this turn. Get down this guy, attach to this guy, go for the Reset Stamp. And I think we are going to be able to close this one out. As we retreat, we use Powerful Spark, doing 220 damage here. More than enough to knock out Keldeo. And we go down to 1 prize, and they would need to get a Arceus Dialga Palkia, and they would need to Ends Resolve onto it if they want to win this turn. That is what it is going to come down to. Can they find an ADP, and can they Ends Resolve onto it? There's a Cynthia, so that's not an ADP. That does not do anything for them. There's a switch, so they can look for one more. And they're actually just going to go for the Cynthia. Okay, so I think we have the game, unless they Reset Stamp us, which they definitely could play another Stamp. We've already seen the 1 from them. Oh, fingers crossed, they don't have it. There's an Ends Resolve. They can't do it this turn. Stellar Wish hits a Cherish Ball, maybe? Nope, there's another switch, so they can retreat into this Jirachi and Stellar Wish again. They're going to actually just switch into it so they have another Escape Board. They should have just retreated into this, and then they could have switched into the Melmetal Lucario still. Alright, there is a Cherish Ball. They have already played a Supporter, though. And let's see what this finds. It is just going to be a Dedenne, actually, so look, it is looking good here, guys. They do have a switch again into the Melmetal Lucario, so they can only hit us for 50 here, or 60 actually, after the plus 30, and then the minus 20 from resistance. And they do hit the Stamp, so that is another piece they needed. So now we have to find our Great Catcher. No. Oh, they hit the Stamp. So we need either Great Catcher or another energy. There's an Electropower. We might have to go for a Nuzzle here. There's Great Catcher, 2 Volkner, 3 Cynthia, 2 Pokégear. Oh man, how many switch are they down? They are down all 4 switch, so if we hit heads on Nuzzle, we could slow them down greatly. If we had attacked with the one with 2 energy, we could actually just retreat and still guarantee ourselves another turn, which is the thing I wish we had done. We had known. 20, wait, we don't just win, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 220, 250 damage. We are just short of getting the KO. Guys, I think it has to be a Nuzzle. I think Nuzzle is our only play. We could hit him for 250, then he just Steel Fists for the knockout. I think our only play is Nuzzle, and we do need to still top deck next turn, but we are definitely going to lose the game if we just Powerful Spark. So we have to go for the Nuzzle, and we do hit heads, so that buys us a turn at least. We can top deck Electropower, we can top deck our last basic energy, and he can tag call for Mallow and Lana to switch out and win the game. Ah, so unfortunate. We should have attacked with this Raichu. Should have attacked with this Raichu that had 2 energies on it. Then we could have retreated and gone for the Nuzzle that way. Oh, such a frustrating one. I definitely thought we were going to win, too. It was so, so close. We got the turn 3 knockout on the ADP, but it was just not quite enough. Like I said, guys, I think it is a tough matchup, but we were very, very close to closing it out. We hit the heads on the paralysis, but he was able to get his Mallow and Lana. He was able to hit his reset stamp off of us reset stamping him to 2. So he was able to get there, and unfortunately it is what it is. But that is going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of Nuzzle Boys, as I have dubbed it. Let me know what you think of this spicy Electrode. I think it's very, very cool. And yeah, give the deck a try. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As always, please be sure to be subscribed if you want to see more of our Pokemon TCG content. And also be sure you are following us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/TrainerChip, where I have been live streaming a lot more. Come hang out and see what kind of decks we are cooking up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to get out of here, and until next time, take care.